Most new players hate defending. It feels like suffering, like you're just waiting for the axe to fall while your opponent dances with glory. But history doesn't agree. Across centuries, defense evolves into something far more than passive survival. It becomes strategy, resilience, and even beauty. To stand firm under fire and then turn the tables, that's power. A Chess.com survey found that over 70% of beginners call themselves attackers, chasing the thrill of sacrifice and checkmate. Yet the truth is, unavoidable defense, once dismissed as weakness, grows into an art just as glorious as the attack itself. In the late 18th and 19th centuries, chess worships attack like a religion. Paul Morphy, the American prodigy, and Adolf Anderssen, the German master, treat sacrifice as divine truth. To them, defense is cowardice, something for weaker players who don't dare to gamble with glory. Games end in spectacular checkmates or crushing defeats, rarely in dull draws. Every move screams ambition, every sacrifice demands applause. Attack isn't just strategy, it's identity. The so-called immortal game of 1851 captures the spirit perfectly. Anderssen throws away not one but two rooks, and even his queen, just to land a dazzling checkmate. Forget defense, the man basically said, take my entire army, I'll still kill your king. That one game turns into a legend, a textbook of romantic chess, where brilliance means risking everything. Even today, players watch it with awe, as if it were a fireworks show on the 64 squares. Because defense is so underdeveloped, tournaments in this era almost never end in draws. The idea of safety or fortress barely exists. Survival takes a back seat to spectacle. As a result, the Romantic era writes defense out of the script, leaving it as a side character no one respects. But this imbalance can't last forever. Eventually, chess will shift, and defense will rise to steal the spotlight. In the late 19th century, Wilhelm Steinitz, the first official world chess champion, drops a bombshell. Only the player with the advantage is justified in attacking. That single line flips chess philosophy on its head. Instead of reckless sacrifice, he preaches building small advantages, consolidating positions, and defending with iron discipline until the moment is right. Newspapers mock him, calling his games boring, too slow, even ugly, compared to the fireworks of Anderssen and Morphy. But boring wins crowns, and Steinitz proves it by holding the very first world title in 1886. Emanuel Lasker, who succeeds him as world champion, pushes defense even further, making it psychological as much as technical. Lasker doesn't just defend passively. He provokes, tempts his opponents into overextending, and then punishes them when they crack. It's defense as bait, defense as manipulation, something unheard of in the Romantic era. His flexible style keeps him on top for a record 27 years, the longest reign in chess history. That's no accident, it's the power of defense disguised as weakness. This shift marks the birth of scientific chess, where defense is no longer shameful but foundational. Games become laboratories, positions dissected like experiments, and players start treating defense as a weapon equal to attack. It's the moment chess grows up, shedding the wild chaos of the Romantic era for something colder, sharper, and far more dangerous. And soon this scientific foundation will be tested by an empire that takes defense to extremes. In the 1920s, a new generation of rebels flips the chessboard upside down. Aaron Nimzowitsch, the Latvian mastermind, and Richard Rady, the Czech innovator, argue that you don't need to seize the center with pawns to control it. Instead, you let your opponent overextend, then strike from a distance with pieces fianchettoed on the flanks. This sounds insane to the old guard, but it works, and it works brutally well. It's defense by invitation. Come in, take the space, and then watch as the walls close in. Nimzowitsch coins ideas like overprotection and blockade terms that become permanent fixtures in chess strategy. Defense isn't passive anymore. It's proactive, psychological, designed to suffocate rather than merely survive. The hypermodernists prove that letting go of the center isn't weakness, it's a trap, a kind of judo, where your opponent's momentum destroys them. Their revolution reshapes openings from the Nimzo Indian defense to the King's Indian foundations of modern play even today. And with this defense stops being a reaction, it becomes a philosophy. By the mid-20th century, defense in chess becomes weaponized under Soviet dominance. Tigran Petrosian, the Armenian world champion, builds his reputation on prophylaxis, a philosophy of stopping danger before it even exists. He anticipates threats, strangles initiative, and makes opponents feel like they're punching into smoke. Rivals call him Iron Tigran because his fortress almost never cracks, and drawing blood from his defenses feels impossible. Watching him play is like staring at a wall that slowly grows taller every move. Anatoly Karpov, who rises after Fischer's abrupt exit, takes this science of defense to new heights. His boa constrictor style doesn't crush. In one blow, it squeezes patiently until the victim can't breathe. He gives nothing, takes everything, and makes even brilliant opponents collapse from suffocation. This is defense as long-term torture, where every tiny concession turns into a noose around the king. What looks boring to the crowd is pure horror to the man sitting across the board. In the Soviet school, defense isn't reactive anymore, it's systematic, clinical, almost mathematical. Coaches dissect positions like engineers drilling players to neutralize attacks before they appear and grind out wins from tiny cracks. For decades, this cold efficiency dominates world championships, proving that defense sharpened by science can rule the chess world. But eventually, a new generation will ask if defense has gone too far and whether chess needs its fire back. In the 21st century, computers shatter old assumptions about defense. Positions once thought doomed turn out to be perfectly survivable if you know the exact sequence. Engines reveal hidden resources, impossible holds, and fortress ideas that human intuition once dismissed. Suddenly, defense isn't just endurance, it's revelation. What looked like despair now becomes an art of survival, almost miraculous in its precision. The machine age proves that not every attack kills, and sometimes the best move is simply to wait. Magnus Carlsen, the Norwegian world champion, embodies this defensive revolution in human form. He defends grim positions for hours, dragging opponents deep into endgames where their nerves eventually snap. His philosophy is brutal. If you don't collapse, the attacker often will. Carlsen's style proves that resilience itself can be a weapon, a way to grind down even the most dangerous rivals. AlphaZero, the self-learning chess engine from Google DeepMind, shows a willingness to sacrifice material purely to build fortresses, redefining what defense can mean. For the first time, defense looks creative, daring, almost romantic in its own strange way. It's no longer just about surviving, but about reshaping the board into something unbreakable. And with that, the story of defense in chess comes full circle, from shameful retreat to one of the most powerful weapons. Chess-based statistics show that above 2,700 ELO, more than half of decisive saves come not from flashy counterattacks, but from stubborn, unbreakable defense. The miracle isn't always in striking back, sometimes it's in refusing to fall. That's the paradox. The best defense isn't just about survival, it's about turning danger itself into opportunity. So here's the real question. What do you think? Is defense the soul of chess? Or does it kill the fire that makes the game beautiful? Drop your thoughts in the comments, argue it out. And let's see where the debate goes. And if you want more deep dives into the hidden history and psychology of chess, hit that subscribe button, because this journey is only getting started. Every move, every story, every twist matters, and you don't want to miss the next one.